Good morning and welcome to A-1 Vacuum and Sewing's live stream for Tuesday, June 24th. There are roughly 96 hours. But who's counting?
96 hours?
Till we close the doors in the store.
For 4th of July. Yeah,
and go try to do something other than work for a period of time.
We do plenty other than work.
Oh, really? What'd you do all weekend?
Well, you do plenty other than work.
I don't do enough for the both of us. I barely do enough for me.
Yeah, you do. you do barely enough.
For me.
Yeah.
Right. So, although it was a really fun weekend.
We did have a fun weekend. My brother got here. So Joe arrived on Saturday? Did he come Saturday? Sunday. I was in the middle of recording. So I recorded, yes, Sunday. How come I didn't get more done on Saturday? Why didn't I work harder?
We were exhausted.
What was Saturday?
Saturday was like vaccine recovery.
Oh, yeah, I did. Patrick made me go get the COVID vaccine because there's a variant that's going around Asia that's like...
intense.
Yes. So I didn't want to go. He made my appointment. And so... And you know what? It's so funny because when I sat down, I go, I don't want to do this. And the nurse that gave me my shot, she was like, well, what makes you so anxious? And I was like, I just don't like needles. And
she's like, it's over.
She did my shot. Okay, this has never happened. I didn't even feel the needle go in. That's never happened. Is this like a new magical needle?
No, you just had a good person that got you right in the right spot.
I've never had that. And I think like when you go through...
Did you do left arm or right arm?
I did right arm. I think when you go through something like cancer treatment or anything like that, you're scared of every step. And you're scared because you're not sure what it's going to be like. And I think I have... PTSD.
So I have the opposite, where I'm like, I have the opposite.
You want it?
No,
You're
not that I want it, but I'm like, can't possibly be as bad as a mastectomy, so I can do it. Like Jeannie got 9 shots and like all kinds of sticks every week. Like I got a couple vaccines on Friday.
Yeah, you would think it would make
I'm like, hey, go for it, man. Give me your best. Like,
Patrick,
this is nothing.
Yeah, he did shingles and the COVID booster, and I just did the COVID booster, but I'm going to go back and do the shingles because everyone says when you get it, it's like the worst thing they've gone through.
What, shingles?
Yeah, that it's so horrible.
You don't want shingles.
Yeah, I don't want it. No. Good morning.
You realize we talked about this on Friday too.
I know.
We went out for dinner. Shout out to, I don't even know what that place is called.
Oh, yes. If you live in Reno. So Lynn Lamb was in here and she's like, there's a new shabu shabu place. And she goes, you should try it. I go, I'm going to try it tonight. Called him up and then we went and it was fantastic.
It was good.
Shabu shabu, I guess, means swish swish. Because you take your meat. It's kind of like hot pot, but the sauces were unbelievable. I think that's what made it.
It was good.
And it's just a little place.
Be prepared for lots of meat.
Yeah.
It's lots of meat.
I couldn't even finish it.
We were just talking about Japanese food, and what happened to us the last time we were in Japan was at the end, we were like, we need more vegetables.
Yeah.
And this time I'm like, we're there for 5 days or whatever, and I don't think we'll be sick of it. I'm like, I want to be eating all the Japanese food.
Yeah, we can't wait.
So with that in mind, we are So what's funny is I got the COVID and shingles vaccine.
Karen, you're a warrior.
I would say it wasn't a problem, but like it kind of like I was like totally down. Like I didn't feel well for a 24-hour period, and then I was fine.
Yeah, he kept, and I don't like saying you should go home. But I was like, okay, if you don't feel that well, you should just go home.
I just was like, I just had no energy. I felt, it was like, ugh. But but yeah, it was nothing compared to a double mastectomy. So
you're funny. No, it's nothing compared.
So we went to, what was the place called? It's in the basement.
We don't even know the name of it.
It's in the basement at
the
old post office, and it requires reservations for
call.
dinner.
You gotta call.
But it's an experience. It's like a 2-hour eating experience.
So then by the time we got home, because during the day I was like, I'm going to go home and I'm going to stitch this and I'm going to stitch this and I'm going to stitch this. And then by the time we got home, it was like 9.
No, it wasn't 9. It was like 8.
And I was like, I'm so tired. I can't do anything. And then I did.
She goes, is it bad? I'm not going to do anything is what she said. And then we were laughing, speaking of being sick.
Oh, well, okay. So, on Sunday, I go, okay, Sunday's going to be my day. I'm going to be so productive. So on Sunday, I got up and I met the girls, and we hiked the dogs. We hiked for 2 hours. And we left at 8:30, got home at 10:30, and I was like, oh, I'm going to get so much done because I'm getting started right now. And then my friend Nanda popped over, and she was getting ready to leave, and she got vertigo.
And Jeannie had vertigo the week before and missed Alcatraz.
Yes. But now Patrick goes, oh, you had it, so now you're... Because I was like, it wasn't positional.
I'm like, oh, you're a doctor now.
I was diagnosing.
Joe's like, no, that's positional.
No, because they had her sit on the chair and do this, and nothing happened. And her sister-in-law, that's an EMT PA, had her do that, and they were like, it's not positional. Like, you're fine after doing that. That's their test. So by the time, I drove her home, and I stayed with her and hung out with her, because that's what you do with your friends. You make sure they're okay.
Yeah, you make sure they're okay with your friends. With your friends.
Okay. I had to eat some humble pie with Patrick. Because Patrick had vertigo probably.
I had an ear infection 4 years ago.
And
vertigo? I stood up and I fell down. I crawled to the bathroom, like feeling like I might get sick. I crawled back to bed because I couldn't stand up, because when I did, I was like so disoriented. I got back in bed and like stopped moving. And then Jeannie's like, what are you doing? You got to get up and go to work. And I'm like, Jeannie, I don't think I'm going to make it today. Like, I don't know what the heck is going on. And she's like, you better get better and come to work. Get up. Come on.
Oh, I don't think.
Let's go.
It was not that bad.
Yes, it was.
It was not that bad. But I didn't realize.
She was like, you better get going.
I thought he was being dramatic.
You best get up. You know what's good for you.
I thought he was being dramatic until I had vertigo. And then I realized that you can't just get up and go to work. And
He's like, toughen up, Buttercup.
You know what's funny is I told this story to Nanda. I was like, oh my God, like, this happened with Patrick. And I was like, he reminded me that I said, get up and go to work. And I was like, I can't believe I did that. Like, I feel so, what's wrong with me? And then Nanda was telling me that her husband had vertigo too, and that she thought he was being dramatic as well, because he stayed home from work. And so
she's like, you better get going. Mama needs a new purse.
Oh, no, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. Anyways, but now I know that Vertigo.
I get home and there's like a mattress on the floor. I'm like, you put a mattress on the floor
laid
for
one
her?
because
You were like, get out of bed. Let's go.
Yeah, I was like, Nanda, you can't get it. You need to lay down. You need to lay down. You cannot drive. And then, because what if you get vertigo while
She's
you're
like,
driving?
I'm going to go to work, but you better come in around noon or something. Like, what the hell? Like, I can't even stand up. Like, what are you talking about? No, I don't think I'm going to make it. She's like, what do you mean you're not going?
I was not very compassionate. I was not compassionate. But if you have vertigo again, I will take such good care of you. Because now I get it. Because I had it.
Cup of narcissism right there. That's what that is. I relate to it through only my experiences. It's all about me.
I didn't know. I thought it was a little trauma. So, but it wasn't. It wasn't trauma. It was real. I'm sorry. Do you forgive me?
Yeah.
He's so much.
I just know what to expect now.
Yeah, I had no idea. But anyways, so the whole point of that story is I didn't get home until like 2:30. And then I started doing stuff. Yeah, I didn't know how it felt until it happened to me. And then I was like, and I think what people say is they go, this has never happened to me. I don't know what's going on. That's how I felt. And that's exactly what Nanda said. I was like, those were the words coming out of my mouth last weekend.
See, that's not how it worked for me. I stood up, I fell down, I hit the ground, and I was like, wow, I'm experiencing vertigo right now.
It's kind of like that skit with
I had complete empathy.
You know, it's kind of like that skit with what's that, Ryan Gosling on Saturday Night Live when the aliens come in
Oh my God.
and take them up into the spaceship, and then Kate, what's Kate's last name? She's like, oh yeah, no, that wasn't my experience. No? Okay. So I finally got some stitching, and I was in the middle of stitching. I finished Wallflower July's, I'm not going to say it anymore, July's stitch out, which it's going to take us a little while longer than the other ones. Like, I think this stitch out's going to take us, we'll be there for like 3 hours. I think we can do it in 3 hours. And I added the supply list. Of course, I can't add the pictures yet, and I can't tell you what it is because it's a surprise. And but the pre-recorded video will go up July 1st. You should get those designs in your inbox July 1st. And since we're out of the country until the 12th, I was thinking maybe I could do it on the 14th, but jet lag is real. And so I'm a little worried about doing something so soon after we get back.
I think
so
we're
it's on
gonna
the
be.
16th.
I think we're gonna be fine.
We're gonna do it on the 16th. If you can't wait until then, you will get the video. And but it was super fun. And
I walked in yesterday and like I was like, "What's going on? You seem so happy." And it was that you didn't have a live stream. You had no like pressure.
You know what
You were kind of working at your own pace.
Yesterday, I put on my headphones. I put on the best of Stevie Nicks because I love Stevie Nicks. And I was just, okay, I'm going to show you what I sewed yesterday. Well, I did a couple of things. So, number one, I know you guys think it's going to be a UFO, but it is not. I did the video for the scallop.
I'm gonna move this.
You can move that.
Like,
I did the video for this scallop board. I know, look at this mess. You can see it's not done, right? But I finally cut the scallop border and I sewed it on. So my front is finally done. I love the scallop border. I think it was totally worth it. Isn't that cute? And like the quilting in it is so adorable. I wasn't quite sure how to trim it. So I trimmed it about 1/8 of an inch because I wanted that to hold the layers together. I love the scallop border. I love it. So yesterday I did the ties and I put on my scallop borders. I trimmed them and put them on. And then this is what I was working at. And this took me probably like 3 hours, but I did my pieced back. So what I like to do for almost all of my Kimberbell
scrappy back.
This is my scrappy back. I used every last bit of every scrap, and I know this.
And at some point yesterday, like did you realize that you like almost exclaimed aloud, "I used all of it!" Like we were up in. Joe and we had dinner with my mom yesterday and friends, and I was upstairs starting to make dinner, and Joe was hanging out, like sitting at the kitchen table, and all of a sudden you hear unsolicited from the downstairs room, "I used all of it!" And she was listening to music, which is funny because it's open ear headphones, and like I could talk to her like this and she could be blaring music and still hear me, but she was incapable of responding to anything yesterday.
Well, because you were upstairs. It's like if you were in the room, I responded.
Well, no, even when I walked down in the room, I'd be like, "Hey, Jeannie, what do you want me to do about X, Y, and Z?" And you're like, "Do, do, 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 do."
I was having such a good time.
Jeannie. And then she'd be like, "What?"
I don't like having all those scraps left over. So I still have my backing
downstairs because I was like, were you talking to us? And then I walked downstairs and I saw her sewing this, and I realized
I did it on my PQ
she was just
1500.
happily exclaiming that she used all the fabric.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Do you remember yelling that?
Yeah, I remember going over to my PQ 1500, and there were like just a couple of pieces of like little scraps laying around, and I was like, I looked all around. I was like, I used all of it, and I was so excited just because I just like
no waste.
Yeah. So and there would have been a little bit more fabric, but I had to do some scan and cut stuff twice, and I messed up on some things. So it's nice that they have extra fabric because I find sometimes I need it. I'm so imperfect.
What a difference the scan and cut has made for you, huh?
I love the scan and cut. I was, which brings me to the next thing. So what I have to do now is I've never done scallop bias binding. So I do have to do it's layered. So now I just have to stitch in the ditch to put all my layers together. Put on the embellish. I still am not at the finish line. You know me. My pumpkins and potions is layered. Sitting there. I hate that part. Patrick.
No.
Well, you need to. I don't want him to do it. It would be awful.
No, it would come out like kind of okay, but you'd be like, how did you do?
I don't think so.
So. It would be done.
It would be done. It would be done. So I have to make like I said, my bias strips, and I have to bind everything. And, but we're getting closer, and I will load that video. I had one incident that I need to edit. There was an incident.
I mean, we could do that today on this computer if it's on your phone. Or did Kai pull it?
Was there an incident? I can't remember. Okay. So the other thing, I don't know if there was an incident. Maybe I could just load it. I might be able to just load that one. All right. I worked on this. So Michelle has done the 2 plushies.
Did you hem those pants?
Nope.
Did you just roll them or something?
I find I have to roll them all. Like if it's just too long in the...
Do you like them?
Yeah. Ooh. So this is these are the 2 plushies. So this is Hello Pumpkin. Don't those look huge? It's all about staging. And then this is the screen. So I've never stitched on screen. This was my first time. Isn't that beautiful? What I loved about it is it looked so dimensional. While I was stitching it, I was like, it's so raised, like on top. It isn't, but it just looks it.
No, it is. Like it's
I thought it was so cute. So
There's no place for the stitch to be buried, so it is raised.
Yeah, I like the way you
raised.
describe that. Yeah, because it can't be buried. He's so good with his words.
It's English.
So, this is the Hello Pumpkin screen, and I stitched this out last night, and I posted it. Yeah, there were no oopsies with this one. This one just went straight up. So, it is, I'm not allowed to post these, these are not for everyone, only for the eyes of the people that signed up for the event, because it's a paid event. So, but that is listed, and if you're doing the event with us, that is, what was I going to say? I don't know what I was going to say. But it's added to the playlist, and the playlist is in your event letter. So the event letter has that. And Michelle's going to be working on the jar wrap today, and I think that'll be all of them. And this is going to be on the 18th. I did have to order some more kits, which I should have tomorrow or Thursday, and then we'll get your kits out to you. But if you did get a kit, even if you got it through another dealer, you will not be able to use that redemption code until July 9th. That's the first day of hosting. So don't even try to do the redemption code. It's not going to work until July 9th. But isn't that, it was a piece of cake. Stitching on, because I was like, do I need a matching bobbin? Do I need a special needle? No, you don't need any of that. Just start stitching. And I was like, it would be so cute, like on a little frame in the bathroom, on a little hook. So that was Hello Pumpkin. What else? I haven't forgotten any of that other stuff. But
What's any of that other stuff?
Well, Avenir Club, the little bunting, like I'm waiting for I want to like kit it all together. So don't expect that to go up until after we get back. Maybe I can do it when we travel. When we get back, I could do it at the airport or something. But that's not going to happen until probably, because I have to get everything out to you. We might be able to do it. I put it on the calendar for the last week of July, and I think the second week of August. But I'm going to have to evaluate if I can get you all your stuff in time. That's always stressful. So, but that is happening. The Avenir Club, and I can't wait for the other one. The other one I have scheduled is going to be creating applique in your design center. So I can't wait to do that one. I'm so excited about that. And Michelle and I are working on revamping IQ Designer, which is going to be fantastic. And if you've gotten your machine from us, that's going to be a free class for you. And if not, you can pay for the class, and it'll be a nominal fee. For those, I got this. This is what I needed for your Americana pillow kits. So I got this on Friday, so we'll be working on it this week to get your kits redone. Yeah, we have to revamp that. And Karen's going to be
Americana,
the Americana pillow, that like adorable Lori Holt. And it is going to be, just give us just a little bit more time to get that all fixed and
shipping's been like super weird and crazy.
I haven't seen anything that's been that bad. We haven't had anything that's going to Seattle that ends up in Alaska.
No, because we really have been avoiding, like, it's like mostly UPS that we're using.
You know, and then if you guys can, if you think of it, when you do check out, if you can put a note like that you want it the cheapest or the fastest, because I do sit there sometime with your package in my hand and go, do they need this fast? Do they want to do this right now? Or can I send it the cheapest, and then that'll save them? Because it's I don't get our system. There will be ridiculous shipping, like $15 for something that costs me like $5 to send.
It has to do with the weight and the algorithm and like.
But I sit there sometimes, and then
I will say, like, with the shipping I've done recently,
FedEx.
like there's been like less about how it was shipped, but like we really aren't refunding as much as we were. Like some of the stuff is ridiculous, but like I'm refunding a lot more, like $1, $2, $3, rather than like $5, $6, and $7 these days.
Yeah,
like shipping's gotten expensive.
The flower cart was actually on, I think it was on like the gray fabric with the little dot. Oh yeah, the other one that was screen wasn't, because I think Dana had stitched it. I was like, oh, that's so cute. But we haven't had a digital dealer on screen, so it was really fun to stitch out on screen. And Cheryl, I think you just stitch. There was nothing. There was nothing.
Was there stabilizer?
I did it on a dissolve away, a stick dissolve away, but there was nothing exciting about the stitch out. It was pretty standard. List that alerts people about. I don't have a list. The live feeds are list. I'm sorry, Alice. I can't. My Avenir group is like, I do have an Avenir group, but it is the people that purchase from us that I send them something. And then it's just too complicated for me to have a different group where I just alert them to.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So just check our calendar periodically. And
well, we talk about it. Like, it's one of those things where, we'll talk about it as far as like what's happening in the next couple of weeks, and then we remind people about it. We always kind of mention it's happening. Is there anything class-wise?
So,
is there anything happening?
Marlene just asked if it was the layer cake plus the fabric for the pillow, and no, it is not. That was the original list they sent me, that they said there were 2 fabrics and a layer cake. And then when they did it, this is the background, and this wasn't even in the layer cake. It's in the fat quarter bundle. So I'm going to go through and figure out what we need for this. And I'm going to be adding, there'll be like a little addendum. And if you have ordered the pillow kit recently, I haven't sent it out because there's probably going to be an addition and some sort of change to that kit.
Well, so let's just talk about this week. Let's talk about next week. So the store's open till 4 p.m. on Friday.
Yep.
And that's pretty much a hard shutdown date. Like,
if you need something,
it's got to happen before 4 p.m. on Friday. If you have a machine here that needs to be picked up, it needs to happen before 4 p.m. on Friday. And that's not a call us at 3:57 and tell us you're going to be 15 minutes late thing. Like, be here before 4 p.m. on Friday. The store is closed Saturday and then reopens on the 8th, which is the first Tuesday after July 4th. And so it is just the schedule for the next 10 days. We might be able to accommodate another machine or 2 before we close. But it would be very close. Like, it's been pretty busy in service, but we have an addition to the team, and that's been going well. And we've been doing a good job of getting through machines. So, I think I could service vacuums still this week and maybe get a couple machines through the door before Friday. But keep in mind, if it's not picked up by 4 p.m. on Friday, it's here until the 8th. What I've been hearing from customers dropping off machines is a lot of people are off the next couple of weeks. And the reality is, the reason we started taking the week after July 4th or the week of July 4th off was we stayed open the first 2 years that we owned the store, and it was like, why are we even here? Like, nobody was here during those 2 weeks. In fact, I think the first week we left and we took a vacation, we had the store open, and then when we got back, we were like, yeah, the store didn't even break even. So we just decided we would close the store and give everybody that break. Jeannie and I will be gone until the 12th. Is there anything happening this week? Class, live stream, anything?
hang on, let me look. What is happening this week? Karen, actually, we don't have that much going on. Karen is going to be doing the Lori Holt hometown sew along for the Cherry House and whatever sashing strips go with that. So that is going to happen on the 26th. And other than that, yeah, that's it. Michelle's only going to be here today, tomorrow, and Thursday. She will not be here on Friday. So if you need something from Michelle, you better get that soon, because you won't be able to reach her until the 8th. And
we will do our best to like kind of keep an eye on emails, but like I segment my private life away from the store, so like if it's really important, I'll try to answer it.
I will look at my emails.
So we will be doing some live streams while we are in Asia. I don't know if we'll be doing live streams or just posting videos. We may just be posting videos. I think that might be a better way to do it. What else do we have to cover before we do our giveaway?
No, I don't. Betty, I was just looking at your question about Misty Fuse, and I don't think there is, because there's no protective sheet on it, so you do have to use a Teflon. What? One underneath, one over the top. Yeah, one underneath and one over the top. You have to use, because it's otherwise it'll just fuse. I mean, if you have, you gotta use a Teflon sheet or a silicone sheet, or else it's gonna stick to something. So, yeah, use something. And the goddess sheets are the best. They're just like the perfect thickness. Yeah. Oh, the giveaway.
So, anything else that you want to cover before we get to work today?
I'm sure there's lots to cover.
Do we have like active shipping and everything going on today?
Oh, yeah. We're going to be actively shipping all this week. And then we will be closed, but Lindsay will be around the week that we're gone. So they'll be shipping that second week in July. So I'm going to work on getting everything as much out as we can.
And then anything else?
Nope. Let's do it.
What is our giveaway today, Miss
We
Jeannie?
are going to give it in celebration of the 4th of July. We are going to give away one of these layer cakes from Lori Holt, the Americana fabric, and it has 42, is it 40 or 42 pieces. I love pre-cuts. Pre-cuts are the best because everything coordinates. You can use it for whatever you want. You can make a quilt. You could make, whatever you want with these pre-cuts that all go together. And the question that we asked, what did we ask?
We asked about quilt talk.
So I'll probably put those together and give those to the ladies so they can get their next quilt talk done.
In this one, we had a lot of engagement. There were 82 responses. Does it have to answer the question?
It does have to answer the question. You have to answer the question.
So if you're in town, great, you can pick it up. If you're out of town, you pay the actual shipping, or we can put it in a box. And
Quilt talk. And these were just suggestions as to what things you would like to know about. Off topic, sorry. Let's hit another one.
Well, but we don't know the
okay,
whole,
can you see the whole?
Let's see if we can see the whole thing. My Maddie's mom. Hang on, Control F.
We're checking to see if the bottom part answered.
Yeah, I don't want to screw over my Maddie's mom.
Oh, no, it was about lymphedema.
Yeah, so unfortunately off topic. Do we have like a runner-up prize?
Like to know how to cut my fabric so I don't have all the frizzies. No matter how hard I try, I cannot recognize where the grain is. Is this our CJ? Is this our local CJ? Does it say? Yeah, so cutting without fuzzies. I think a great thing would be like just a whole episode on proper cutting, which would maybe that could fall into that category. So I'm gonna put something in here about Quill Talk, and then
I'm gonna
we'll
have to
figure
send
out.
CJ a note because I don't know if that's our. I think our CJ, like, not that you're not our CJ too, but if this is not our CJ is a local customer we know really well, and I think that
We're
CJ
gonna
has a
figure it
different
out.
CJ, but.
So whatever
out.
CJ you are, congratulations.
So we'll be live streaming normally this week for sure.
Yeah, all week.
Through Friday. Are we going to do like an extra special giveaway this week because we are gone for 2 weeks?
You mean for when we get back? Let's do the same thing. We'll bring you a special care package.
Oh, is that you, CJ?
It is CJ. CJG? If not, let us know which CJ it is. CJ, congratulations, you're winner.
Okay, onward, upward, back to work.
If you need anything, call us.
I think at the end of last week, by the end of the day on Saturday, I think I had made it completely through my list of callbacks.
I have not. I am on
And it did take me, for some of you, it took me like 3 or 4 days. It's CJ.
Me. Okay.
So it did take me several days to get through my callbacks last week. And part of the reason I'm bringing this up right now is if I didn't get to you, it's because I didn't care. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
If I didn't get to you, you fell through the cracks. And I do care. And so the reason I'm bringing it up is if you felt like you needed a call back from me and I didn't call you, somehow I either thought I called you back or like your message went missing or something like that. So call the store again. Because like I really do try to get back to everybody. And so if I missed you, like I came in today, I don't have you on my call list. So, reach back out to the store and we'll make sure we connect.
Yeah, and reach out to me if you are still waiting to hear from me because I made it through. I think I have a black hole somewhere. So I didn't get through everyone. I think I am like a week out or something. I think I made it through.
On emails or calls?
Emails.
Okay.
Emails. So just reach out and let me know. All right. We are over and out. Have a great day. Be creative and make something awesome. And we'll be doing the same here.